Hi, it's author Ellie Alexander. Welcome to my Torte Test Kitchen. This week I have a very special guest and we're gonna learn the origin of torte. Want to know how I came up with the name torte? Stay tuned and you'll find out. Welcome to my Torte Test Kitchen. I am so happy to have one of my favorite people on the planet here with me today, my dad.
One of my favorite people.
When I first started writing the Bakeshop Mysteries, I was going through thousands and thousands of names for what I was going to call the Bakeshop. I had so many names like cakes and ale and whisk and all kinds of things, but I kept coming back to torte, and that is because for many years now, you have made this torte that we're going to make today.
On your birthday.
On my birthday, for my birthday every year. It's my request. And what is the name of the torte that we're baking?
The Queen of Sheba, the Reina de Saba.
The Reina de Saba. How did you find this recipe?
I don't remember. We've been doing it since you were very young.
Yeah.
Actually, your mom found it somewhere. The recipe is in her handwriting.
It's a mystery.
Back in the dust of time somewhere, we found it, and glad we did.
Me too. And after going through cakes and ale and whisk and all these names, raspberry and cream, I finally landed on torte for the Bakeshop Mysteries, and I think it perfectly captures the essence of the Bakeshop. Now, I have a couple questions for you before we start baking, because readers want to know. You may or may not bear a resemblance to the character, the professor, in the Bakeshop series. Have you stumbled upon any murder while you've been visiting in Ashland?
Not yet.
Okay,
not
phew.
Yet.
Okay, good. You do at will sometimes just quote sonnets and soliloquies. True or false?
I have been known to do that.
And you came to baking a bit later in life. When I was young, you weren't always in the kitchen.
No, I started, I'll try to shorten the story, but I was teaching high school and...
English, by the way. We've talked about my bloodied papers.
High school English. They're just careful notation.
Yeah, that's good.
And my lunch was very often at 10:20.
Oh.
And so by the time I got home, your mom at the time was working in a grade school and didn't get home until 4:30 or 5. So out of self-defense, I started cooking and discovered I really enjoyed it. It was different than teaching school, and the rest is the rest.
The rest is the rest. And would you say one of your favorite places to be is in the kitchen?
Yes, it's kind of my zen, I guess you'd say. Meditative, and the idea of starting with these ingredients and then in some short period of time, there's a creation, and most of the time people enjoy it. So,
well, I know you're going to enjoy the torte that we're baking today, so let's get right to it. Okay, it is not even my birthday, but it feels like my birthday with this beauty. I'm actually surprised at two things, Dad. One, it's relatively more simple to bake than I thought.
No, not too difficult at all.
And secondly, you do everything by hand, whereas I use my KitchenAid mixer.
Just old school.
Old school. Do you have any tips on doneness with this particular torte?
Well, the important thing is not to overbake it. So check it frequently, several minutes before what you anticipate. And it should be a little soft in the middle, but not like pudding. Definitely not all the way dry.
We do not want a dry torte. We
No.
want a torte that has some denseness.
Because then when you slice into it, it's really, really moist and chewy.
And decadent and chocolatey. And you, for my birthday, always serve this with a dollop of hand-whipped cream and some berries.
Right, and since your birthday is strawberry time in the Northwest, then I usually slice a strawberry and open it up like a little umbrella or something.
Jules would be very impressed. My last question for you as we end this lovely episode, and I can't wait for everyone at home to try to bake my favorite torte, is, does it inspire a sonnet? Does it inspire poetry?
Well, since there's a line about May, and May's your birthday, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. And we'll just leave it at that.
I love
Happy
it.
early birthday.
Thank you. Mwah. I love it. And I would love to hear from you. What is your favorite cake? Do you have a favorite torte? Do you have a special birthday tradition that you bake or someone else bakes for you? I am such a fan of baking as a love language and had so much fun having my dad, AKA the inspiration for the professor, here in my kitchen with me. As always, thanks so much for joining me for another episode of the Torte Test Kitchen. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell to get notified whenever I share new videos. Happy baking!
Happy baking.